Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Mike and Orlando from Pure Hustle Podcast here. And today we got a great video for you because we're talking about Legos. And Legos are those things that we love to pick up, we do really well on, but it can be a little confusing. What do you do when you get a big old tote full of random Legos? What if they're completed sets? Do you count to make sure they're completed sets? You've got the books, not books. How do you do this? And then once you get them, how do you take pictures? How do you list them? How do you ship them? We're going to be covering those questions today so that you get the best deal on Legos and you make the most money possible. Check it out.
Sometimes you go to a garage sale, right? And you get a sweet deal. You get a whole bunch of Legos, right? And you're like, yes, can't wait till I go home, process all these, and I'm gonna make a ton of profit because I got this bin for 10 bucks, 20 bucks, $30. Guess what? You don't make any money because they just sit in a bin pile of Legos. And you're so frustrated that eventually you might donate it. You may end up just leaving it on the side of the road. Today, I wanna help you figure out how to best sell these. Not at the top, because if you want at the top of the market, right, you would sort these out, figure out what set they're from, but how to sell these for great profit in a good amount of time. So you find these Legos, right? What do you do with all these? This is what we're going to do. We're gonna lot these up so they can sell at a rate that is good for you, where you're saving money on shipping, you're saving money on time, and you're also making a nice profit. So let's take some of these Legos. I'm gonna put them into 2 boxes that will give you options as how to sell them. Eventually, you're gonna put them in these boxes, but before you put them in these boxes, there's 3 things you need to look for. 1, minifigure. So if you have minifigures, I would take them out because they're probably worth a decent amount if you can lot a bunch of minifigures together instead of just putting them in these boxes. Second, they're notorious in these bins to having mega blocks, poker chips, a pencil, maybe some gum. You wanna make sure that everything that you do not want in the box is not in the box. And then third of all, you wanna make sure that when you're sorting through everything, that they don't have to be from the same set, but you wanna kind of sort it out as best as possible. You don't wanna spend too much time doing that. Now, once you do all that, you have to make sure you put them in boxes first. Now, I have 2 options here of these 2 boxes. I have one that you can send ground or parcel, or you have a priority box. Now, they both end up costing about the same. Right? So if you send it here, right, you're spending the money on the box. If you send it in a priority box, it's free from the post office. One is faster and one is slower, right? So you also want to take a look at how fast can I sell this? What's the going rate on comps? Are people selling them free shipping? Are people sending them slow speed? Or are they sending them at priority speed? Now, once you have all that, that's when you put them into the boxes. Now, when you put them in the boxes, you're trying to get a certain weight. You're not trying to fill up the box, which for this example, I've gotten 2 boxes that will get us to 5 pounds. So let me show you that on the scale real quick. All right, so for this example, we're gonna do 5 pounds. So if you take a look at the measurement here, right, this is about 5 pounds exactly. I'm always a fan of putting in a little more than 5 pounds because things shift. Take a look, I shifted these around and the weight luckily is staying at 5. Now, this other priority box should also be at 5 pounds. Let's see if it lands at the 5. All right, so it is at 4.9, and then you see it going back and forth. This is why you always put a little extra just in case, because you wanna make sure it hits that 5 pound limit. Now, the reason you're doing this before you take pictures is this is what you're gonna take a picture of. You don't wanna take a bunch of pictures and then you end up leaving stuff out of the box because it's overweight, or you find out that you don't have enough and then you have to start all over. So key thing is to first put the lot of Legos in the boxes, and then we're gonna take our pictures. All right, as always, make sure you have your phone on square mode, and then you just start taking pictures. So you wanna get enough pictures where you're showing as much as possible. So you have about 12 pictures that you can take for eBay. So we take 1, and then you wanna scramble it a bit, right? Because you wanna show every angle. So I'll take an angle on this side, I'll take an angle on the side, I'll take an angle of the back, I'll take another shot over here, and then scramble it again, okay? Because you want to be able to show as much as possible and make sure you don't lose any pieces also. So I'm going to take another one. There's a minifigure, look at, and now I can take him out. Obviously, I'm going to have to make sure that my weight is back. So I might have to throw some random pieces. And then, so you want to take up to 12 pictures. You want to keep moving stuff around. Now, after you take all your pictures, okay, you want to make sure that you are looking and finding keywords in there. So for example, you might find dinosaur might be a keyword, or Batman might be a keyword. You might have keywords like tires, or you might have keywords like baseboards on there. So you want to make sure you have a good amount of keywords that you can put in your listing. So now let's put these all back in the box. All right, now that you have your pictures done with the Lego pieces, there's one more picture you want to take. You want to make sure you take a picture of the box with the weight on there, right? So you're going to take a nice square picture so people know. Now, obviously, you want to go a little over, and this is the other reason you want to go over is because the box does weigh a little bit, right? So you want to make sure you're all good to go. And then once you're done with this, now it's time to list.
All right, so stay tuned. At the end of the video, we're going to show you what the listing actually looks like. You can see what the pictures look like, how we titled it, all of the descriptions, the words we put in there. Now, one thing I want you to think about is maybe you've got manuals, right? So maybe you got 3 or 4 manuals that came in there. So what you could do is you could take pictures of those manuals in there, and you can list the names of those manuals and say a lot of Legos may include pieces from these sets, right? So you don't want to falsely advertise that it has all of those pieces unless you've checked, which, unless it's a very expensive set, probably not worth it. We sell them all the time. And just say, contains tires, contains baseboards. So you can add those things in there so people know what they're getting, they know what they're looking for, and make sure you use as many descriptive words as possible, not only in your title, but in the description, and you're gonna end up making a lot of money on Legos. It's not scary. I know sometimes you feel like, I've got this big tote, what do I do? It's not so bad. Lot them up in groups of 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever you wanna do. Take the pictures and just send them out the door and let that money come in. Peace.